What is up, Retromaniacs? My name is Mike. His name's Joe. His name's EP. And we're here to talk about cards. This week, we're going to talk about the 3 cards that are never leaving our PCs. Never, ever, ever, ever. Unless you pay us enough money. But no, they're never going to leave our PCs. That is the gist of the show. You want me to go first? Or do you want to go first,
Mike? No, you go first.
No, you go first.
Okay, I'll go first. This one might shock some of you, but my first card is the 1979 Topps Wayne Gretzky rookie card graded in SGC4. Look at that. I talk about it a lot, but I don't show it off very often, actually. I don't know that I've had it out of the case in all the times I've mentioned it, but beautiful. That's a nice looking card.
It's a great 4. Loving the SGC slab.
Yep. Again, the story, if you watch the channel, you probably heard it before, but I pulled this card out of a pack as a kid before I even knew anything. I didn't know hockey. I didn't watch hockey. I just walked down to the corner store every week and I would buy packs of cards. If they had basketball, I bought that. If they had hockey, I bought that. If they had football, I'd buy football. Just whatever they had is what I bought. I'd take them home. I'd play a game with them because, you know, you could get a bunch of hockey cards, move the guys around and act like you're playing a hockey game. This is what we had to do back in the 70s for fun. And when I started to get a little more serious about cards, when I was like in high school, I had a Beckett and I saw this card in a Beckett and something went off, a little light bulb. You know how like, you're like, that looks really familiar.
Yeah.
And the one thing I know is like, if it looks really familiar, it's for a reason. Like my brain has it stored in there. And I remember I went up to the attic and I got a box of cards out, just all random, you know, we have a brown box with a bunch of cards just thrown in it. No rhyme or reason. That's how we did it back in the day. But yeah, I had the card and I've kept it with me for a while. And a couple of years ago, I finally got it graded, was really happy it came back a 4. And this is a card. This is probably the card that will never leave my collection.
Yeah. That makes sense. The couple of things I want to mention. One, when you were describing the hockey game, I'm like, we used to play that hockey game with dice. So was there dice involved in that at all?
No, this was before they actually had games.
This is before they actually had that game,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. And can you explain to the kids a little bit about actually being able to go and buy a pack or packs of cards? Can you go into detail on that? Because I think there's a lot of people out there that didn't know did you buy it from a break, Mike? Did you get that pack from a break?
No,
or was it a repack?
There was actually a little mini mart gas station down at the end of the block. And I would actually take physical money. Like they had these bills and coins and stuff. And you would go in, you would pick out the pack. It was a certain amount of those bills and coins. Yeah. And you would walk up to this person who actually worked there. And they would use this thing called a cash register. And you give them the money. They'd let you walk out with the cards.
Huh. Apple Pay, you mean? Do you mean Apple Pay?
No, is it Apple Pay? It was not even Apple Pay yet.
Is this the corner store at the corner of Nassau and Market?
Yeah.
Still there. Yeah, I was going to say
still there.
Different name, and I don't think they sell packs of cards anymore.
So
I don't know. I haven't been in for a while. So.
When you were playing your hockey game, was Gretzky the GOAT? Was he always scoring all the goals? Was that
because I had no idea who he was. You know, though, like you play games, you know. Do you have Matchbox cards?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever like race them around? Yeah. Like you're acting like it's a real race. Well, it's basically the same thing, but with like baseball cards or football cards. Or football was a little more difficult because you needed way too many. Like baseball was my favorite. Like I used to play all kinds of things. Yeah. They didn't have anything else. They didn't have video games for me yet. You know, we're old, especially me. So
yeah, especially you, for sure.
All right, Joe, what do you have?
All right. I'm going back to 2000. Not the one you're thinking of. Okay. 2000 Pacific Aurora Tom Brady rookie card in a PSA 9. So why I picked this card is it's the only Brady rookie I actually pulled out of packs. I must have really loved Pacific Aurora. I had like 2 boxes worth probably in one of the 5,000 count boxes when I was going through stuff at my grandparents' house. and I found 3 Brady's. I found one that had a very noticeable print line through it, and I found 2 others that looked really nice. I still believe if I would have graded those either before or after the boom, one of them would have been a 10. But one came back an 8, 2 of them came back 9s. I sold the 8, I sold one of the 9s. I kept the first card that was graded, looking at the serial number. So, but for me, I mean, I collect Brady cards. I collect way less Brady cards now. I have one really big one, and I have a couple of little ones. This is one of those little ones that I'll never sell. I pulled it from a pack. I sent it off to be graded. It was in that mythical 1952 day PSA order I had, right? So I revealed it on the channel. So it kind of checks all the boxes for me. And I jokingly call it like a poor man's Flair showcase because it's got the close up of his face. It's got the action shot on the back. He's wearing a Senior Bowl uniform. You turn it over, he's got the bowl cut. It's all of it's gold. So yeah, that's one. I sold the other 2, so I'm like, I can afford to keep this one. It's probably only worth a couple of $100 at this point. Maybe not even that. I haven't checked recently, but it's just a card that I can check off. Probably open it up at the shop. I can't think of anywhere else I buy Pacific Aurora, right? Probably open it up at your shop. I've had it all these years in my grandparents' basement. I graded it with PSA, and now it's on display down in my den.
Awesome. Nothing like a card you pulled out of a pack from my shop.
Yeah, it's up there. It definitely hits all those check marks.
And Tom Brady,
very cool.
He's not even that bad.
No, he's decent. He's decent. Goat. I mean, if you don't have a goat for your ZP, I'll be very upset. This will be the time he doesn't bring up Griffey.
I may have a goat here. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you have, EP?
My first one. This is like the number one card that there is no way this is going anywhere. This is a 89 Griffey rookie number 1 pack pulled. Wasn't pulled from the shop, but was pack pulled. You weren't open yet, but this was I pulled this out of a pack myself. And I sold another copy of it. You can see there the hologram at the bottom's got a little bit of it's a flaw on it. So anyhow, this is my Griffey, my 89 Griffey, and that's never leaving. It's also not worth a ton of money. So.
I don't have an 89 Upper Deck Griffey. I feel like I should. Like, I don't know how I don't have one. I've had many of them come pass through my hands over the years, but never kept one for myself. And I really want to open a pack and pull one out, though, but it's probably not the best financial decision to make, right? But I mean, that's a card everybody should have, but
yes,
I don't have one. So
if
anybody wants to send me one, go right ahead.
Don't you have 2?
I did sell one of them at a show.
Oh, did you sell one?
I sold
one. Given it to me.
I think I'm pretty sure I got those from like that Don West, like the QVC, like
you totally did. You told us.
Told us about that. But I'm pretty sure I don't remember who it was, but it was Don West was the precursor to, wasn't he like the precursor to the Backyard Breaks? Like that's like the same.
This over the top.
Yep.
Flair. Yeah. Like that's the guy. Yeah.
People who aren't old enough to know the cards on Home Shopping need to look it up on YouTube because it is just hilariously fascinating.
Bonkers. Yep.
Yes.
And you're wondering as he's sitting there talking about all these cards being investments, you're thinking to yourself now, looking back at it 30 years later, you're like, shit, was Don West right? Cards are investments.
What some people claim.
Yeah. Some people claim.
All right. My second card, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but every now and then I get really stupid ideas in my head in terms of the hobby, things I think, oh, that would be a good thing to do. This actually was a good thing to do because I thought it would be a great idea to buy a box of 1992 Eclipse famous comic book creators. Yes, I bought a sealed wax box of cards of guys that created comic books, but I got this. This is the greatest card ever made. Fight me. You're not going to win. This is so utterly ridiculous that it is fantastic. Todd McFarlane, PSA 10 Gem Mint, Pop 2, and guess what? I submitted both of those. So it is still a Pop 2. I am the only person to have ever gotten these graded, and I got 2 10s.
I was going to say none higher, none lower.
I think there is one lower, but I'll have to double check that. But I mean, if you know baseball, the Jose Canseco pose right there, the fact that Todd McFarlane, who's a big baseball fan, like was, I mean, one of the hottest comic book artists in the world at the time, still hugely popular. Yeah, like, come on, Spawn #1 up there. The fact that he had that card done like that, I just love him for that. Like, this is a gift to card collectors that will keep on giving forever. It's just so good. And this card, I did sell one of the two because I got 2 10s. I sold it like I got this one for free. Actually, it's more like they paid me for that because the box was not expensive. Don't go out there and try to increase this pop count. I'll know who you are. Find you.
EP, we bought a case of that stuff, didn't we? Did we go have these on a case?
Greatest card ever made.
Very fun. Very fun.
Greatest card ever made is that's a very subjective thing, but that is definitely one
Not
of
in
the
this case.
that is one of the most fun cards ever for sure. Like no doubt about it. Like because you have to know the Canseco card, of course. It's very popular, but I mean, if you know that card, then you know exactly what's going on there. It's perfect.
And it's one of those Todd McFarlane didn't sign this thing variant, right? Like Todd McFarlane, known for signing any piece of paper he's around at all times. So
well, I have one more of these I didn't grade.
You really should
signed.
Yeah,
so
you absolutely should.
I don't know how. I don't know if he'd sign it, but I really want that card.
If he does the CGC sign, I've been looking because I'm going to send that Spawn off when he does a private CGC signing again.
Let me know.
I will let you know for sure.
I'll pay whatever it takes.
Whatever it is, in the immortal words of Imagine Dragons, whatever it takes. My second card. I'm gonna go with something ultra modern. Well, yours wasn't ultra modern, but you opened it later in the hobby. It's not something you had when you were younger on the shop. I'm gonna go with the Patrick Stewart card I just recently pack pulled. I did a case project, two cases of Star Trek Picard seasons 2 and 3. Started off as 1, ended at 2. I'm seeing if I can get a couple more boxes.
Are you really?
I'm circling. I'm circling when they come up on eBay. Wow. I mean, I'm getting, Wolverine, Fleer Ultra Wolverine was supposed to be out by now, and now I have to keep waiting for it. So I need something to open. It's
darn.
But first box I opened, didn't record for this. Famously, did not record it for the channel. Pulled the Patrick Stewart. I have several Patrick Stewart autographs at this point, with this one being the one that I pulled, the only one that I pulled. It's going to be the one I keep. He's starting to sign stuff piece 2 now. It doesn't look as good. I love the card. It's oversized. We talked about this on 3 cards this week, or we will talk about it on 3 cards this week. Oversized cards in general, but really love that card. Really nice bold autograph. I'm not going to send it off to be graded, nothing like that. It's going to stay sealed and stay where it's at.
I knew there would be a Patrick Stewart autograph.
Yeah. There were 2 I was debating on, but I went with the one I pack pulled. It feels special. It feels different when you can pull something out of a pack, or in this case, a box, because it was a box stopper, but yeah.
I would love to have the Family Guy autograph of him.
I'm
not even a huge Patrick Stewart fan like you are, not into Star Trek, but I would love to have that card. It's
a cool looking card. It's one I remember looking at when I was thinking, what Patrick Stewart auto should I buy? Just have one. This is before I got really deep into it, and that was one that was on the list for sure.
Yeah, if I had opened and got something like that out of like a Judi Dench or Daniel Craig autograph out of something like that, that would be one of my cards here for sure. I mean, it's such a cool, and it's, again, like you talk a lot, Joe, about how it's opening up non-sports is different. Like you just have a different feeling.
Feels dirty.
So, right.
Yeah.
All right, EP, what do you have?
I have a card that I've talked about on the channel before. I actually started extra innings with it, and it checks so many boxes, so many boxes. It is from Alan Ginter, which I love. It's a weird card with got sea monkeys in it, actual sea monkeys in that little window in the middle there, sea monkeys, and extra innings. I launched extra innings with it, so it ties to the channel, ties to 2012, back in 2012. So yeah, I mean. So yeah, I think I feel like it's a perfect card that I would not want to get rid of, even though, as I said in the show, that extra innings, I actually sold one of those.
I was going to say you did get rid of it though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But when you get rid of it and then you regret it so much, you go online the same night and buy another one. I think it counts.
I was going to post this question in extra innings, but I think it's apropos now. So here's the question, EP. Mm-hmm. So you sold that card, right? Yes. And as soon as it sold, you were like, why did I sell that card? Shit. Yes. And you literally went online that day and bought another one.
When I got the alert from eBay that it sold and the person paid, I had to ship it. I was like, what am I doing? And I still had the eBay open on my phone, went and found ones that were listed and bought one.
So here's my question. Did you at any point think to yourself, I should message the buyer and say, do you mind waiting a couple extra days for me to send this? So then you could send them the one you bought and keep the one you pulled. Did that thought ever go through your mind?
I did consider it. Yes.
Yes.
I'm like, it's not gonna get here enough time, and I do try to ship next day. So I was like,
right, I'm the same. But work out, so in that situation, maybe I did think buyer, that. I did. Could you imagine? He'd be like, "What the is this? What is this guy doing? It's a sea monkeys card. Let's calm down a little bit." That'd be classic. That would have been classic.
Wow. Yeah. I can never look at sea monkeys the same way anymore.
Same.
All right. My final card. This is a card I rarely ever talk about. So this should be fun, right?
Okay.
My last card is a 1973 Topps.
Oh, wow.
Mike Schmidt rookie card.
Yeah.
SGC3. This, again, I did not pack pull this. A little before my time, but growing up, I was a huge Mike Schmidt fan. And in the early 80s, when I got into cards first time, about 1981, Fernando Mania, Fernando Valenzuela, everything like that, I got this card as a birthday gift. And I have kept it ever since. Like, this was my Grail card, my first Grail card, I guess you could say, was Mike Schmidt. And I remember my mom and dad got it for me. Remember the guy that has Schaefer's card shop, right? Mm-hmm. He used to set up, there used to be a Murphy's Mart. It was a department store. They had a flea market every Sunday, which turned into the big flea market that's in Lewisburg on Sunday.
Lewisburg. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. But it was down in another area. It was like out in the parking lot and stuff. And he used to set up there before he even had a shop. And my mom and dad got me this for my birthday. And this card will always have big sentimental value for me. Mike Schmidt was always my favorite player. He was just so good. I still to this day like Mike Schmidt, one of the best third baseman that has ever played the game of baseball. And that card I rarely ever talk about. It sits up there in one of those empty spaces next to Wayne Gretzky and just never gets any publicity. But today, I'm making it famous. Yeah. There it is, Mike Schmidt.
You talk about Gretzky a lot, but I
Schmidt,
never like you said, you never ever talk about that. Yeah, he's like probably the greatest offensive third baseman ever. But I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I bet you he's got more homers than any other third baseman. Like he was legit star.
I thought it was going to be the George Brett rookie that you have, like, but you talk about that. I didn't even.
But I don't know where it is. I still haven't found it.
Hold up that slab again, Mike. I love that. SGC, and I think PSA does this as well. They're like, screw those other two guys. I love how because they do that with Brady rookies too, that he's sharing with like Carmazzi and stuff like that. They're like, nope, this is a Tom Brady card.
Ron Say was actually a solid baseball player and played for quite a while. They used to call him the Penguin because like his lower legs were really short. Like his knees were looked lower than most normal persons, and his nickname was the Penguin. Yeah, I can't make this up. But Ron Cey was a good baseball player and on a lot of really good Dodgers teams. So it's funny because like the Phillies and the Dodgers in the late 70s were like arch rivals. It was down to them most every year for who went to the World Series, but they're both on the same card. But yeah, one of those guys a little better than the rest.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And I don't know about poor John Hilton, but you know, hopefully he did something in life. I don't know. All right, Joe. What do you have?
So, you know, EP's probably going to do an honorable mention. I'm not going to do that. If I was, I'd probably talk about the Marino Pickett Duato or one of those. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to mention
but you're not.
I'm not going to mention like the Bert Emanuel PMG. I'm not going to talk about any of those. What I am going to keep, and talk about is the 1990. Wait, hold on. Series 1, 90, Series 2, Series 3. So 90, 91, 92. 1993 Marvel Universe Series 4 Spider-Man versus Venom 3D hologram. I've talked about this card in other ways, shapes, and forms. I have the one that I had since I got it back in 1994, you know, like, or 93, 99, 93. Series 4. It's Series 4 in 1993. Anyway, so just I remember being blown away, Mike. Like the technology of those 3D cards were just so special, so different. Like you were in the scene. Like it was just such a really, really cool card. And it's not the highest dollar card I have. It's not, but it's one that when I think of collecting cards, I had to throw something Marvel comic-y related in there. It's just really, really a cool card. I've thought about putting the rainbow together. And yes, there is a rainbow for that card. They have like a blue version. Like if you turn it and it's blue, the one I have is like a greenish yellow. They have a red. So I've been thinking, I don't think it was intentional. Cool. I think it would be cool too. I kind of want to find like what a great holder for that, like a display holder would be for that.
Right.
I don't think it was intentional. I just kind of think like the process got jacked up at some point. Like they were 3 or 4 or 5 different colors. Purple. I think there's a purple one, which with Venom, like that's kind of like his secondary color match kind of thing. I think it would be really cool. But yeah, for me, that card just epitomizes my collecting as a kid before I got into sports, and just absolutely love it. From one of my favorite sets of Marvel cards. It doesn't get a lot of love, Series 4 with the 9 card scene that you could put together.
I was watching a Spidey Hits video. He was just going over 1990 Marvel Universe cards, and he had a hologram of Spider-Man. It wasn't from the 1990, but he had it sitting there, and the way he had it, like he had the right kind of light on it and stuff, that you could actually see the hologram. And so like it'd be really cool for you to be able to get something to display that, and then have it be able to see the holograms too, like find a way to really like light it well and stuff like that. That'd be really awesome. That'd be a really cool piece.
I haven't done a video since I rearranged. Like I haven't done that type of box opening or reveal or anything video since I rearranged the hologram, the 4 holograms I had from the Fleer Marvel Universe set. But I did change it, EP, so that when it's on camera, you can see those 3D holograms a lot better than me just having to say, no, those are really 3D holograms, I swear. So I have adjusted that case. But if I did the color match, I would find a way to display that for the videos, either behind me or for those reveals.
Definitely need to do that. All right, EP. I know you have an honorable mention, so get it out of the way and then give us your last card.
Well, no, I just when you guys suggested this video, I was like, immediately this card popped into my mind. This is my military Kenny Tobacco from like 1800s maybe. It's a very, very old card. And
doesn't say
it doesn't say the year, but it is very old. I want to say it was like gosh, I would be guessing if I said what it was, but I want to say it was 1800. So it's very, very old, and it's not worth a ton of money. I bought it like super cheap. I think I bought it for like $12 back in 2012, and so it's a really cool, interesting card, and that's my honorable mention. And the card that replaced it is like technically not a card, but it holds a super special place in my collection, and that is the
Mm.
1987 Fleer cello pack with Barry Bonds on the front that I got off the bid board at Mike's back in the day. It's like, so like it checks, like I've talked about this on the channel multiple times. I got it from Mike's. I got it from Mike's bid board, which is another just unlocking all these things, getting like chills right now just thinking about like those were such awesome times, and that's my third one. So there you go.
That's
Bid
a
board.
great pack.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of like now, all these years later, kind of feel like I should have not gotten rid of that. Why did I get rid of that?
Right.
It's a great card. Why
Mhm.
I should have kept that. That could have been mine. I could be talking about
That could
it
be your number 3. EP, hold that up real quick. That cello packing, the other way, like turn it. Nope. So I can see the thickness.
Oh, gotcha.
Man, I think we could find a nice like pro mold for you to stick that sucker in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that
think
is
so.
I would like
How
to get
cool would that look?
something on that.
Or you know what some people do, like the snap cases.
Mhm.
They put them in snap cases. I think that would look really cool. I do like that pick because I actually was going to pick my 1984 top set that I got from the shop using my fantasy football winnings to buy the complete set of 84 tops with the Marino and Elway and all those rookies in it. But I thought to myself, no, that's more than one card. I don't want to cheat. And then I should have known EP was going to cheat.
Honorable mention, and a whole pack.
I didn't have any honorable mentions at all.
Well,
Yeah, right.
I will say, considering that EP's real answer is everything here, I won't get rid of.
Right? Look
We're
around,
happy to
people.
get away with just the pack. And the
That's fair.
honorable.
That's a good point.
All right, guys, that was a great video and a great
Comment
trip.
below. Comment
Yeah.
below
Yeah.
your 3 that the last thing you would ever sell. Put those down below. We love.
Yeah, we want to know because we actually read the comments, unlike a lot of YouTubers. We actually do.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, that was a fun time. I'll see you next week.
See you, boys.
See ya.